Happy late Valentine's Day. I didn't really mean to make this one a heart, but I just realized it was kind of a heart shape. But it probably won't be like that for long, because I'm probably gonna dig out this section right here. My finger just kind of swiped over. That will probably all be dug out too. Put around the peach tree from the previous video to pile up around that. Probably digging out some of this middle too. So this is the little pool that I created. It's in the food forest. As you probably saw in the last video, there's the peach tree to kind of get some perspective. That's a peach tree, a little bigger peach tree right there beside it. I'm planning to mound up the soil all around both of these right here. And there's some of the cherry trees heading that way, and that's the seedling peach tree right there. So looks like there's probably some clay in the soil maybe. It's kind of got an orangish color right now. From the bottom, it's kind of cloudy down at the bottom, milky looking, but the top section was kind of dark, mostly dark soil. As you can see, I kind of piled it up around there. Looks like it's got some orange, most likely clay, mixed in a little bit when it gets deeper. So my plan for this one is to have it kind of a shallow pool for the most part. It may be 2 feet, 3 feet deep, maybe max, in the middle of it, and hoping to connect it. I'm trying to decide. I may have it coming. I may have connected to this from the edge of the pomegranates right there, and so the water. I may have it kind of a little bit of soil filled in though from the pomegranate, so that the water would collect in the pomegranates to the top, and then kind of flow over and into this pool to fill that up after it's full, before it starts flowing into this. And then I'm trying to decide if I want to have it. I may have it flow out from this side, and then I'm going to be making a lot more pools back in there too, so I may have it flow this way, and I may also actually have it flow out that way and around, because it is quite wet in this area, and kind of letting it flow. As I'm over there, as I mentioned, the pool I was gonna make over there, and I started it, but I actually decided I probably needed to start over here because I can mound up around these peach trees better than I needed to do more urgently. So yep, that's what my plan is right now. I may cut and go. Yeah, I'll probably go. I don't know, I may go around this way or go around that way, one of those two probably, and then have the others flow out from this way, so hopefully it'll flow out both ways about the same elevation, and go into those other pools. So we'll hopefully be having some of those built soon. I can't remember if I mentioned I used some of that soil from that pond to put right up against this peach tree, and up against this peach tree too. I'm going to be adding to this hopefully to get it up even higher. This peach tree's starting to send out a lot of blooms. Got a lot of pink blooms covering especially on the ends of the branches. I love peach tree blooms. Here's the peach tree seedling. It's quite wet, as you can see. I may put another pool right back in here, actually, back behind it. You can see it's kind of really wet right here too. It's just finding these wet locations for the pools kind of helps make it. I'm hoping will make it easier the water will kind of naturally gather there, and that it'll also fill in easier and keep the water level at where I'd like it to be. But honestly, I don't really mind if it doesn't stay full all year. If they drain, that's totally fine with me. I'd like to have maybe 1 or 2 bigger ones that would stay enough filled at least for some really tiny, just native fish here to put in there possibly. I can't decide yet if I want to put fish in or not, but that'll be something to think about. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some more info on that. So that's kind of exciting. I love fish. I've always loved fish, so it'd be kind of cool to have them in the food forest too. And I'm sure they'd provide lots of waste, you know, that would make the soil more rich, and to have them possibly in a higher spot in the landscape where, you know, that water is flowing, you know, into the rest of the food forest, you know, so that those nutrients are going all over would be my goal if I can, but we'll see how that works out. So stay tuned. Hopefully that'll be coming shortly. And while I've got these pruners, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the seedling peach tree just a touch, just do my very minor pruning. So let me grab those and I'll come right back. All right, got my pruners. Just saw a honeybee flying around too, so that was a good sign. Hopefully they'll be pollinating some of these peach blossoms, so maybe they'll hang in there. Let's find out though. All right, so I'm just doing an example of what I do. See, all I'm doing is, so that's some deer damage right there on the tip, you can see. So I'm just gonna cut out this section right here. And that's all I'm cutting, is just the very tip, just so that it'll heal over a little bit cleaner. You can see it's jagged right here on this one. So same thing, just trying to get this camera where you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. And same here. Just gonna make a little snip. Sorry, it's hard to hold this camera and do this at the same time. Let me try this view, might be better. He's got that snipped off right there. Just basically trying to remove any damaged wood. It would probably heal over fine. You may say, oh, you didn't clean your pruners in between peach trees. No, I did not. And I really don't, unless I have a tree that has a really obvious disease issue. And what I like to use is actually apple cider vinegar, and that way it's just a natural cleaner for them if you really need it. But honestly, if you know, most of my trees are really healthy, so I haven't had an issue. You know, if it's a healthy tree and a healthy tree, you don't really need to, in my opinion. It's kind of overkill. But some people say, oh, you need to put it in bleach and dip it in the ocean 3 times. No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, I don't do any of that. If it's a healthy tree, it shouldn't have any disease issues just from that. If it does, then it's a weak tree and have other issues going on. I'm trying to do this. Let's see. This one's got a little bit of tip damage. You can see from, if you can see, sorry, I'm shading it out. It's been nipped a little bit. I'm trying to see where I want to get it at. I'm just kind of go back to this bud right here. I try to get these super sharp so I can use the tip. On some other pruners I've had, it doesn't work so well to if I was gonna do that, but this one lets me. That's actually growth right there. Can't decide what to do. Probably shouldn't have pulled that, but oh well. Snip, snip. I think everything else. Let's see, I think there was maybe one other little spot. Yeah, here's a little one. Here. Alright. Some of these. So there, you can kind of, if it started to grow a little bit like it has right here, my camera will focus, you may not be able to see it exactly, but you can kind of slide the pruner underneath this growing area, if you can see that, sliding it underneath to avoid cutting it, and then snipping it. And that allows you to get closer to where that bud is joining the wood, but also not harming that new growth. A few more little snips, we'll be all set. pruning off those ones that have been damaged right here. Probably alright, I think I've pretty much got everything. Everything major at least, so this one should do fine now. It probably done fine anyways, but just to cover it. Just get everything cut back to some clean wood, so I'm going to wait till after this freeze because I didn't want to have anything getting really cold after just pruning it, so I think it'll end up doing well, hopefully. Hopefully we won't have any below freezing weather really soon coming up. We shall see though, you never know. I think it'll still do fine though. Alright, got that seedling peach tree just cleaned up a little bit from the deer damage. And it may have been, you know, a foot or two of total wood removed, you know, not much, just the very tips of those branches that were, that had gotten snipped, just cutting them back to a clean spot where the wood's healthy, just so they can come back stronger this year. I'm probably gonna put a bigger cage around it. I don't think the deer would honestly bother it once it's gotten this big, hopefully, but I don't have anything growing here around it, so just in case, I want to kind of keep them off of it. But hopefully, you know, in the future I would like to plant up some trees at the same time that I plant the fruit trees, just so they've got that protection around them from the deer. But with this one, I will probably protect it just in case, because I kind of really like this one so far and just want to see what it does without any deer damage. So yeah, we'll head over to go right to the cherry trees next door now.